Roshan, it is going to be English and single both, and it's a noise and noise both happening. So I'm really looking forward to, definitely.
The noise? I can understand the voice. What about the noise?
Plenty of noise in the stadium today, being a weekend. In this seat you need to keep yourself cool. And certainly the crowd has picked up, especially after watching the home side putting up a dominant display in the first ODI.
Right, slipping through the air. The last one, 101 clicks. Very intelligent bowling.
All 5 deliveries, current deliveries. Has not tried the googly, not tried the off spinner. Just concentrating on building dot deliveries. It's not planning of picking up wickets. One thing in my clear plan, build up dot deliveries. What is going to be the last delivery?
Similar result, well, single 6 carom deliveries. That shows control. 176 for 5. That's how Bangladesh have compiled their runs. They went off very, very quickly with some attacking strokes, but have been restricted. Now the 34 overs completed. There's going to be 1 ball in use for the rest of the match.
Dushman Chamir, the leader of the pack, straight away. He was right there having a chat to Charita Lanka. And from the visual confirmation we can get, it's gone for something quite similar, quite newish, rather than the scuffed up ball.
There must be a thought process going along amongst the players, even during the game, that which ball they're going to choose at the end of 34. Maybe some work to be done on that. The 3rd time in a row, we've seen the fresher ball being chosen.
The ball was chosen, which was used from the same end, Rushirpalli Guru's end, which is a medium box end. Confirmation. And you need a leader of the pack to take that responsibility. Losing his footing here. Dushman Chamir, a nice action, giving his all, playing a one-day game after February 2024 against Afghanistan in Pallakali. Certainly point to prove in the last 16 months or so. Gone through a lot, Dushmanka. It's good to see him still hungry for success.
Well, there's the shuffle. Next room goes to the offside. He's got a penchant of doing that. He has restrained himself. I tell you what, he might have got 4 runs, but not quite where he wanted. A bit risky.
Don't think Dushman Chamir should mind at all. This was a high-risk stroke. Trademark stroke by Jakarani. Loves to shuffle outside the yaw stump, go cover corner towards mid-wicket. But a massive risk taken. The invitation was given to the batter by having mid-on, mid-wicket both in the circle as well as the mid-off. But after that stroke, some change in the field. Mid-on drops back, square leg comes into the circle. Means that the bouncer maybe is out of the window when you're having fine leg in the circle. For me, I would have still kept the same field. I would have tested out Jakarta with a couple of bounces. 2 wickets have been bought by Sri Lanka with bounces, so why not?
Absolutely, I think that would be a right ploy. But as you said, the deep backward square leg feeder is now within the fine leg area, within the 30-yard circle. But that option is possibly taken out of play. Goes, shuffles again, checks himself, allows the ball to come on to him. Tighter delivery, that's what you need. Dushman Chamir bowling a slow delivery, just 116 kilometers per hour.
Leg cutter. by the Shmanta. Nicely disguised. Don't think Jakarali picked it early. And in the end, and with some runs from the last game, and they picked it up early enough. Keep it away for a single. The ball just chosen, which was bowled from media, had 82 for 3. And the other delivery had 91 for 2 wickets. 94 for 2 wickets, beg your pardon. So maybe the calculation. Sure, Gian Mubarak, coach, good corporate analyst, would have sent out a message out there to Charita Lanka.
I think in addition to the feel of the ball and the look of the ball, there would be what you just mentioned, where our stats guru has mentioned the fact how many runs and wickets per ball. That would be one of the considerations taken in deciding that single ball to play out the remaining overs.
And gone are the days if the fast bowlers had a choice of changing the ball. I'm sure if the likes of Jamin Nawaz, the likes of Lasit Malinga, if they were in the sea, they'll be going for the ball which is scuffed up. Even the great Muralidharan, it's the other way around nowadays. Teams are opting in the 3 instance. Twice in the last game, once in this innings, with a couple of runs easy. A slightly new ball, but gone are the days, I'm pretty sure. All the 3 bowlers' names I mentioned, they would have gone for the slightly older ball.
Would one of the reasons for taking the fresher ball be that there's another 16 overs left and they'll have some kind of opportunity to use that ball which could be scruffed up on one side, the remaining 5-6 overs, do a bit of reverse, get more purchase for the spinners. Lots of things to think about, this new rule. Again, and the defensive prod turned over. 184 for 5.
For 5, Bangladesh fighting hard and maintaining a pretty decent run rate even now. 5.26 is quite respectable, I must say. And Navid Ridoy very much the key here. 33 of 52 hasn't really been able to break free, hasn't looked as fluent as what we know he could be, but still 15 overs to go, I mean, so there's a lot that Bangladesh could make it work and utilize those overs.
To be able to become a well-rounded batsman, that's what he has to do consistently, bide his time. He's been innovative, Zakir Ali. He's been manoeuvring the length. He's found a couple of boundaries. That must have taken a bit of pressure off Navid Ridoy.
Bangladesh needs a partnership here because they have not been allowed to extend those little alliances they've had together. Short delivery. Again, just a single. The last 30 balls have been 26 runs, which is quite decent in terms of rate of scoring. And I mean, what Bangladesh would want to is get to the 40th over if they could with these 2 batters together. And at that stage, with 2 set batters, they'll be in a very good position to try and accelerate. That's cleverly bowled.
Yeah, they have to recognize quickly what sort of a total is going to be defendable. and make their plans according to that. Sohel has spent a lot of time out there in the middle. He's been there for 55 deliveries. He should make a strategy along with his partner and go from there. It's 188 for 5.
$188 for 5. Dushmanta Chamira has bowled 6 overs, 1 for 33. Sita has 5 overs left. Deepshan has got 4. Chamira has 4 overs left. Lalage, who's bowled very well against the right-handers, bowled 29 deliveries and conceded just 14 runs. He won't be bowling at the death, but 3 overs left. And Hasaranga has 3 overs left.
বাংলাদেশি ও প্রবাসী ভাইদের জানাই আসসালামু আলাইকুম। অনলাইনে বেটিং করবার জন্য ভালো কোনো সাইট খুঁজে পাচ্ছেন না? আর নয় দেরি, এখন Bwin 365 নিয়ে এলো দারুণ সব অফার। অ্যাকাউন্ট খুললেই পাচ্ছেন ফার্স্ট ডিপোজিটে 10% বোনাস। ইউজারদের সুবিধার্থে লেনদেন করতে পারছেন বিকাশ নগদ রকেটে। আমাদের সাইটের মাধ্যমে 24 ঘন্টা কাস্টমার সার্ভিস এবং উইথড্র পাচ্ছেন 2 থেকে 3 মিনিটে। সততাই ব্যবসার মূলধন। আমরা কথায় না, কাজে বিশ্বাসী। তাই আর নয় দেরি, অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলতে স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া নাম্বার অথবা পিন কমেন্টে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নম্বরে যোগাযোগ করবেন।
Against the left-hander. He was okay against the right-handers, but now he's gaining in confidence. He's hurried the batsman, there is no doubt about it. And those bounces, where he picked up a couple of wickets, like a pardon, 1 wicket. Oh, asking. Jade Chamira made a contact. If he has, the heart must be pounding. Very hard.
Director, we have an umpire review for a run out and the bowler's in. Okay, we just start with front on. I just want to see if the bowler has made contact with the ball. Yep, clear contact. Ball touches his head there. Can you just give me your side angle now? Okay, you can just freeze it there. The bat is grounded when the bails are dislodged. I'm ready to make my decision for the screen. Would have been a big moment in the game. But Tawi Ridoy had really good reflexes. Got back quickly. And he's relieved. But everyone thought the bowler just touching his fingertips, touching the ball, that there was every chance that the batter would be found out, but well done. Very well done.
That's a good way of backing out. Bat in the left hand and behind his body, that allowed him to get back very quickly. Good game awareness shown by Sohel. But if we look at that replay once again, yes, the coaches do tell you to play straight, but not that straight.
I think he should have, I think he played it well. Very, very unfortunate.
Well, especially in a shorter format where the bats tend to back up a little more. Well, not a good idea to play that straight. You'll have your partner a bit of danger.
Well, I like that theory. $189 for 5. In a single. One thing about this surface, Amir, is that this surface has stayed quite true. The Bangladesh hasn't really been troubled by the Sri Lankan bowling. Yes, the odd ball has turned. You've seen the craft and guile of Manitu Hasaranga. But other than that, Ball has come onto the bat quite nicely. Haven't seen too much of deviation. So, considering that, at 7 runs and over, Bangladesh would get to 283. Do you think 280 on this surface?
That'll be challenging. Bowlers really had to work hard for their wickets and to keep the batters quiet. As a batter, you can trust the pace bounce of the pitch.
প্লিজ সবাই সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, চ্যানেলটা
That's
সাবস্ক্রাইব করে
very
দেন,
important for a batter.
সবাই চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, প্লিজ সবাই চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, লাইক করেন এবং শেয়ার করে দেন, লাইকটা শেয়ার করে দেন এবং সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন, পাশে থাকেন।
Yeah, you were right. Now the way of this inning so far is partnerships didn't really get going. The small partnerships were made, but not something substantial. They were able to turn into.
সবাই চ্যানেলটা
The reason
সাবস্ক্রাইব
why,
করে দেন,
even
সাবস্ক্রাইব
on
করে
this
দেন।
surface, that Sri Lanka is controlled to a certain extent. They want 2, but they'll be happy with 1. 4 runs off that over. 192 for 5. Well, that's a look at how Bangladesh have looked to set about their innings. Quite a few big buildings. But Sri Lanka has come in at very important stages with those dots which are the wickets. So haven't really seen Bangladesh run away with it. But it kept in check to a certain extent. But still, with 13 overs to go, Amir, that's 78 legal deliveries and 2 set batters. Bangladesh could look to mount from here.
Have to stay there for their side. If they can eke out this partnership, 47 over, they have a good chance to go beyond 250. But talking about controlling this innings of Bangladesh, you have to give credit to Vilalage and Hasaranga. They bowled in tandem, and that's where they dried up the boundaries, created pressure on the batters, and then allowed the other bowlers to come and excel.
Oh, that contest between Hasaranga and Imon was brilliant. When he dismissed Imon, it was beautifully done. That was purely down to his craft. 1 for 31 in 7, Vilalage 7 overs for 26. Have combined well. But still, Bangladesh in with these possibilities. At 7 runs, 283, wickets in hand, definitely possible. And also when you that's nicely done. That is very nicely done. This is a quick outfield. And eventually, he did well, he covered well, but just couldn't rein it in. 4 runs. Tatum Nisanka.
The fielding standard has been lifted by the Sri Lankan players in this series. That was a rarity. Didn't please the bowler. Looks like the batter is cramping, and it's Jafar Ali who's really struggling out there in the middle.
But Amir, it's a very hot and humid day, and it is taking a lot out of the players, that's for sure. And yeah, they need a lot of liquid. Look at the perspiration. Definitely, I think he is cramping.
A good start for Sri Lanka. Asika Fernando getting with a slow delivery, and that was a big wicket. Captain got rid of Shako, the danger man, and slowness of that delivery really hit the batsman's struggle. Shortest deliveries, they really work for both the fast bowlers.
Johnny playing the game in the deep. Did well to make sure that he stayed inside the line. And those are the 5 wickets of Bangladesh. As we said, they've looked good, but at some stage they've just thrown it away without really capitalizing on the opportunity. And even this partnership, they've taken their time here, 37 of 51. And now they need to kick on. So they lose a wicket here, all the hard work is undone.
Now, if the Bangladeshis are to score 300 runs consistently in this format, somebody has to score 100. We have seen a couple of batters scoring 50s and 60s, but not throwing it away. Somebody gets in, has to stay for a long period of time.